Hi everyone, welcome to Hilltop View Journals. I am so pleased today to be joining the group of collaborators for this amazing Summer Simples, hashtag Crafty Summer Simples collaboration put together by RachandBella Crafts and Angela Kerr. And here is the schedule. Guys, you can download this from Rachel's Ko-fi page and the links will be in my description. I've made an ideas book that I'll be stuffing full of some of the fun things that I'm going to be making for you guys today. And there is a tutorial on my channel if you want to go and have a look. And just to give you a flavour, we are going to be using clothes tags and the kit and a little bit of mixed media just to have some fun and use these clothes tags to the best that they can offer us. And also, just in case you haven't already seen it, Rachel has included this really helpful cheat sheet or a tips sheet on what you need to think about when you're putting a journal together. And as I said, I'm crafting along with the amazing Angela Kerr today, so please do go and have a look what Angela does as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and have a look at our clothes tags fun. So I have this absolute treasure trove, I've empty all those, of packaging and clothes tags and labels that I've collected, and that people have actually given me. Honestly, I haven't been buying that much clothes lately. I've got tons in here. Look at all that, gorgeous junk to transform into some ephemera for our junk journals for this collaboration. So I've got a couple of ideas. So I'm going to tidy all these up and I'm going to just run through some really quick and easy ideas to get your flow going. And in no time at all, you are going to be mass making and being totally in a crafting zone. The reason why I've chosen clothes tags as the main element for this video is because they're so restrictive and a lot of decisions have been made for you. The thickness, the size, the type of paper, everything to do with it, you're limited really in what you can do. But you can put things together and you can really do a lovely spin on them. But I just love the restriction. I don't have to think about all the things. I can just grab a couple of bits of card, stick them together, see that the shapes look all right, and then make something out of them. When you get your tags, you may have these labels on them and you can remove those quite easily with a heat tool. So I'll do that for this one now. You get a good grip and then you can take the label off. You don't have to do this. You can, of course, just leave it on there, but it does mean you've got less of a flush surface to work on. And be careful when you're using a heat tool on a crafting mat, like these self-healing ones, because if you get any heat on them, then it warps them and they're absolutely useless. All right, so what I'm going to do is, this is going to be my front, this is going to be my back, and this is going to be my middle. And the way I'm going to do this is use these like that. So I am just going to cover this one first, and I'll just use glue stick, I think. Yes, I do find it easier to look at these when they're all cut up. And then what you can do is see if I got my corner punch here, whether I can actually get it in there. Yep, I can. And what you can do then is use whatever stamps you've got. So I've got some really cheap stamps here. You can pick these up anywhere. I think I picked these up on Temu. And then have a think about the colour that you want your image to be. And I'm thinking of using green. If I can find my green, and I've got forest moss. So let's have a look here on what these look like. So that is forest moss, and I quite like that. And this is pine needles. It's pretty cute. And I think I'll just use a little bit of walnut stain, I think, to go around the edges, like that. And then we're going to attach them together. And there's a couple of ways to do this, but I'm going to go for a really easy way. And I've got an eyelet there. And then find a little bit of trim, or you could use something like this, which is hemp. I really like this, and I think actually the yellow I think would look really nice, so maybe I'll use that. You could as well, if you wanted to, put some reinforcing rings there, but honestly I don't think you need them. You have some really, really simple tag embellishments for your page. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mass make a couple more of these. Okay, so that's an idea for mass making using the same papers. On this one I provided a little bit more contrast with the brown paper, and I really like that actually, so I probably would do more like that, just to it sort of brings out this a lot better. Anyway, so that's the first idea. It's very simple. 3 layers of cardstock, no frills, just similar, so that you can have some uniformity when you use them in your junk journals. Now on to idea number 2. Okay, so the other idea I've got, and particularly when you are feeling less than creative, or you just don't want to be at your craft desks, and I think we all get days like that, I think. Nothing comes to mind, and I think sometimes the worst thing you can do is sit there and watch loads of amazing YouTube tutorials hoping to get inspired, but you just start to feel even more guilty because you know you've got loads of supplies and ephemera and everything upstairs or in your craft room, and you're just not getting up and doing anything. So what I like to do when I'm like that is I like to craft on my lap, and I limit myself to a small box of supplies, do things like make clusters and tiny collages, and just basically stick in bits of fabric and paper to each other. And then when I feel in the mood, I'll go along to my sewing machine, and then I'll just whiz them and just make a few things. And after a while you think, oh, that looks pretty, and you might add it to a page, or it might inspire you to do something else, or you just start collecting your lap crafting and get to use it when you really do feel in the mood. So this is exactly what I did last night, because I was feeling particularly tired, and I made these. And the idea I've got for these is using the colour of the labels as the background, and the inspiration then on what to do with it. So that goes like that there. So there's just a few ideas there, and I did these last night whilst the TV was on my lap, and then I came upstairs and then I just did a little bit of sewing. So as you can see in this one, I could cut this and use it as two little dangles, but I'm going to use that as some kind of hidden paper clip, and we can make that now. But as you can see on all of these, I've used minimum supplies. So I've used a bit of packaging paper, a little bit of music paper, a bit of tea dyed grid paper from my journal, tiny bit of fabric, and then I've used these little images. And what I did was I printed from Rachel's kit, I printed this page to a page, so then it shrunk them down. It made it a bit more manageable, and I've added a little bit of gold bling because life wouldn't be the same without any bling. This one is this Cotswold, it's like a sleeve that went over a gift card last Christmas, so I've kept that and I've just turned it around, sewn the edges, put a notch in the top, and I've made a pocket there. Okay, so that's just that, and I've just put a simple cluster on there, and I plan to stick that on the page. Now, if you haven't got any interesting colours, then the next best thing is to paint the background. So I thought that's what I'll do with these two, and then we'll follow the same formula as what I used for the tags I've just shown you, and we'll just make some simple tags. So I'm using, this is Americano acrylic paint. I purchased this on Amazon. So I'm gonna, oh, got a bit too much there. Okay, that's dry. Right, I'll do some mark making on this a bit later. So again, I've got the same paint there, and it's coral blush, and this one is Indian turquoise. I love that colour. Love, love, love. So I've got Kitsch Flamingo Oxide Spray, Picked Raspberry Oxide Spray, and I've got some Picked Raspberry Distress Stain. So let's give this a go and see how it turns out. Ooh. So that brings it to life a bit, doesn't it? Let's see if this one does. Ooh, I like that. Yes, let me just dry that off. Okay, so you can see here now, you've got quite a nice amount of texture and oxidization, which I think is just so lush. And let's chuck a little bit of this spray stain on it. Let's go down here. Okay, and give that a little dry. Okay, I'm gonna take some of that up, let that dry for a second, and then I'm just gonna, while I'm here, is make a mess on this paper. And again, I'll use this for some mark making a bit later. Let that dry. Okay, so there's my bases, and let's have a look at what pictures we got here. So that's got some nice pink in there. These pictures are maybe a little bit too big. We'll have a look. That's got some nice pink. That's got some lovely pink in there. And I got a doily, got some embossed vellum, so that might be really nice. So let's see what we can do with the embossed vellum. That's nice there, I think. It goes nice like that. And let's maybe have some music paper. There we go. I'm going to ink around these. No, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount these on card. So when it sits on there, it just brings it to life a little bit. Okay, I'm going to let those dry a bit and then take them to my machine. But while that's drying, let's make a hidden paper clip for this. And I haven't really got a plan for this. All I was going to do was find a large paper clip, chuck it on, and put it in there. That's what the plan was. I think maybe I'll have a larger piece. That's a bigger one. Okay. Apply a liberal amount of this stuff, which isn't difficult. I'm going to leave that like that for now and let that dry, and be back with the finished articles and maybe a bit of a tidier desk. Okay, to finish these off, I have decided just to add a little bit of trim to it. So with this one, I'm going to glue some of this on. Just around there like that. There we go. So there's that one. And then let's have a look if I can find some dangly bits. So we've got, let's take this messy mat away so you can see them a bit clearly. Got a very shocking pink one there, and I definitely think some dangles there would work really well. A bit more of a subtle one, and we've got that one which you can use as a journaling spot on the back. Got this nice pretty blue one, just a double tag, and at the moment that one is going into this little tuck spot there, which I can glue on the page. We've got that nice green one there. We've got this very nice rusticy looking one, and we've got a pocket here, and perhaps that rusty one can pop in there like that. And let's not forget our belly band. I shall go and find some spaces in my journal and pop back on and show you what it looks like. I've added what I've made so far to some of the pages in my ideas book, just to give you a flavour really. I've popped this tag in this pocket here, but I've also left a space in the back there, so it's a double pocket. So I'll make a nice tag to go in there from the kit, so it'll be a larger tag there, probably with a similar packaging sort of theme there. So this one, I haven't attached it yet because I don't know where I really want to put it, but this is like a fold over, and of course I can do something on that side as well, or even use it for journaling. And also on this one you could use journaling inside as well. So that's on quite a plain page. There. And then I got my belly band here, so I need to make a nice journaling card for that. This one I've just simply attached to an eyelet there, and I quite like that on the brown paper, so I might do some collage on there. And of course that's a double one there. I love this one on the pink. It's really stands out nice, I think. So I'm definitely going to make more of those because they were a lot of fun. Okay, and this one I haven't got anything to go in there yet, but that's like a little mini belly band, so I really like that on the book page. What else have we got here? So I've got that one on a nice bright yellow one. Again, I need to decorate these pages with some kind of collage. Excuse me. This one I thought went really nice on this page. So it's quite, because this is quite a striking page on its own, so it needs something deep in it. And I've still got the journaling space on the back. And here's another one on my watercolour yellow page. I love that. So kitsy, so lush. This one I've just popped in into a pocket and have that hanging out, or have it hanging out there. This one is the hidden paperclip one, so that flips over and you can have your dingly dangles. I quite like the dangles actually on the top because it means that they're not in the way when you're writing. So I quite like that idea. And you'll still see them when the journal closes. And what I'm going to do now is have a little play. I haven't got a plan, but what I did last night was I made some watercolour doodles and some pen doodles here. On these ones I just went kind of messily, went round where the pattern is on the paper. These are just really simple little flowers. This is a simple flower. And then here I've just used a white pen and a black pen and just done some really simple doodles. Here's some more music paper. And that's on book pages as well. I really like how they've turned out. And it's just dropping dots on there. And there's some more. And you can hardly see that one, but I suppose if I added a little bit of white to it, you could probably see it a lot better. I've got a pen on me now, a white pen. Oh, hang on, I got this. Tippix. Let's see if I can get some of this out without making a mess. Okay, so I'm going to have a little play now. Try and add these to some of the tags, and I'll speed it up so you don't get too bored. And then we'll make one together, and I'll maybe demonstrate how I've done the watercolours, although I'm no watercolour artist, so you're best off looking elsewhere for ideas on watercolours. Okay, let's have a little bit of a play. So I'm going to attempt to do a window in this one. Now, I'm not very good with windows, but I'm going to give it a go because that's what I fancy doing. And I've let it dry for a while, and I'm just going to cut inside the guides that I've made there to make sure that this piece is bigger than the window. Okay, well, it's not bad. I think with a little bit of practice I could probably get it looking a bit better. I may try and find a little I have got these little birds here, but they're going to be too big, I think. Oh, no, that fits. Go on then, let's put that on there. So this set is, you can buy the tin on Amazon and then put your own watercolours in there. So I've put in some Paul Rubens watercolours, and I've got a number 3 brush. Now I have to say I do feel a little bit silly doing this because yeah, I just play and just put dots on some paper. But I'm using the cutout from the window, and let's just have a go at playing. So I want quite a bright pink, I think. I have no idea what these colours are. I pay no attention when I squeeze them into the pan. So all I'm going to do is just do little dots like this. Doesn't really matter how many dots you do. And I've got a lot of pigment on the paintbrush. Because the brown paper is so absorbent. So I'm just randomly putting these down. Okay, and then you can put your stem in. So I've mixed up a sort of a mossy green here. So I've mixed this very bluey green with some brown, just to get the colour that I like. Just going to draw in the stem very lightly. And then you can add in some leaves. And you can see that the paint is bleeding with the brown paper. But I like that. And just fill in the leaves where you think you've got a little bit of space. Okay, you can let that dry now, and then put in the little dots in the middle. But I'm going to let it bleed because I like that look. So again, put quite a lot of pigment here. Toss in a bit of yellow. Just to frame it around the edges. And I think I can call that a 2 for 1 because we made a nice window tag out of this close tag, and then we've made a nice little plaque then. You could of course do it on the other side and make this a dangle, which I may do, but I'm going to leave it now because it needs to dry. And it does take quite a while on the brown paper. So I'm going to go and sew where I want to sew, and then we'll have a little bit of a recap of this session. So when I went off camera, absolutely everything got covered in gold. I couldn't control myself. So I didn't sew around this one because the tag is pretty thick, so I didn't think my machine would go through that. And you can see now I've got lots and lots of bling. I've got bling all over me. But I really like these. And of course, I mean, I don't know about that one, whether I'd put a tag. I might do. I think it's worth, when you're making these ahead of time, is maybe not put the, however you're going to attach it, because you may change your mind, because this, you know, this might be really nice as a on the journal cover. So this is a really nice one. I love the colours. I love that little bit of paint on the brown paper. I think that's turned out really nice. That's just a plain one. So yeah, so this is kind of like idea number 3 and idea number 4. So idea number 3 is just to play around with some paint. You could use acrylic paints, you could use watercolour markers, watercolour pencils, you could even use your stamps. So like the stamps that I was using in a previous part of this video, and you can put watercolour over these and then stamp them on the paper. So that's idea number 3, is use little watercolour doodles. And idea number 4 is where you've got larger tags, is then create a nice little window, just to have a nice frame, or you could even create specimen cards just using the shape and the size of your card. I hope you enjoyed that. This one is still drying, so I'm going to leave that a little bit longer now to dry. So you can see from the clips just before this part of the video is I was having a little bit of fun with some paint and distress sprays, distress oxides, etc. And what I've done is then I've created a couple more of those windows because I just adore them. They're just so much fun. And I've got a couple of more pieces just to finish off here. So I'm remember we painted that, so that's all nice and dry now, so I'm going to glue that in place. And I had this left over, so I'm just going to make a little cluster like that. And here I've got another little cluster I want to make, and then I'm going to show you my final idea, which I think is idea number 5, I hope. and that is to use the tags, the close tags, for collage on your pages, rather than having them as sort of dingle-dangles and bling, is actually incorporate them into your page. So let's glue these down. I'm not quite sure where I want that, and I think I'm going to wait to stick it down when I see how my collage turns out. So far we've got that one, because what I'm thinking is I might put a sentiment or something there, so we'll see how that goes. So we've got this nice little pretty one there, and we've got that one, and we've got that one, and we've got that one. And you could always make these into a tag as well if you wanted that look, which again is an option that I might think of when I go and do my collaging. So I'll grab my collaging papers and meet you back here in just a tick. So I got a selection of papers, and I'm just going to go ahead now and have a play and see what collage I can come up with. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that, I think. I think it's quite a nice, simple look. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue underneath here. I'll use a glue gun on that. Okay, now I was thinking, pop this back in place there like that. Do I want something on the bottom? So I've got my little birdies. Love these birdies, Rachel. Ooh, I do like the pink one. I like that. There we are. I think that's glued down. So hopefully you can see that. So I'd like to use this one next, and if you just bear with me a second, I'm sorry the camera's going to shake just for a little bit because I've just got some wires in the way here because I need to charge my phone as it's going flat out here. Excuse me. So I'm going to use this yellow background, and it's got a bit of a mess on there anyway, so I thought I'd use that up, and I'm going to try and incorporate some of these lovely images, and I've still got some scraps there to use, and I think I'll just grab another doily. So I think that's done. Bit of a faff. Always glue the minimal amount until you're really, really happy, because quite often you decide to change it, just as I have here. But yeah, that was quite a bit of fun. I enjoyed doing that. So I'm going to make one more really, really quick one. And I just got a couple of pieces here. And what I'm going to try and do is make a pocket, I think. So let's just see what I can do here. So I've got this. So let's just ink around it. And I've got this little piece here. So these two pieces are from that original freebie from Rachel, which you can download on her Ko-fi page. And the background page I'm working on, I believe it's from her French ephemera kit. Okay, so what I need to do is take the pin out of my mouth and put it back in the glue for a start. Such a bad habit. And so I need to glue this on the sides there to make this into a suitable pocket, or should we say tuck spot. So I'm going to leave that open so it'll be easier to slide things in. So I'm just going to go along there and go along there. Now, what I'm actually thinking of doing is sewing, and I think I might just go and do that. I'm going to go and pop to the sewing machine, and rather than glue, I'm just going to sew around there, and I can turn this thing off, this glue gun off. I shall be back in a tick. Okay, and so that's what the page looks like. I'll just slip this back into my ideas book now, and there we have it. So that is a tuck spot. So let me just grab something here. So I haven't used this one, so you know, you've got quite a roomy pocket there, so you can have a really nice big tag, and I might actually mount that on a tag. Oh, and I didn't get to use this, look. Gosh, I have to try and do that. And I have actually got some more ideas for collages. So if I do any more, I'll pop them on Instagram on hilltop_view_journals on Instagram, and you can catch the reels and the photos there. So I'm going to wrap up this tutorial now. I really hope you've enjoyed today's fun, and I've just given you just a couple of really, really easy ideas on how to make the most of clothes tags. I'm sure all of us have got some hidden stashed away somewhere. And just a reminder of the schedule you have. Today I'm up with Angela Kerr. You can download the schedule from RachandBella Crafts Ko-fi page. And there's a full 21 days of double trouble with all the amazing collaborators. And also don't forget, Rachel has a cheat sheet, a nice lovely tips sheet. I've made this into a pocket just to hold some of the ephemera that I need to cut out, and I'll pop some photos of what I've made in the credits, and also I will put a link to how I made this ideas book to the tutorial on my channel. So I really hope you've enjoyed, guys. Please like and consider leaving a comment if you've got any ideas on how you like to use your clothes tags. And also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks, everyone. See you soon.